Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. It's time for Design Time. Get your cell phone out right now. We have a QR code coming your way, and you can scan it right there on your screen. You can get all the information about today's topic. We're here with Kathy Kilborn, Tri-City Furniture. How are you, Kathy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful that I see you now, the queen of furniture. Okay, so I was thinking about this the other day. So furniture, there's so many changes now. Okay, so back in the day, go to grandma's house, floral, we see plaid prints, all of that. Are those still popular, or are there some other changes going on?
Well, no, we're not seeing them too much anymore.
Yeah.
Now, they still are available, but there's been a lot of changes, and again, you know, it's kind of beating a dead horse, but when furniture entered into being an import product, things changed.
Okay, well, so what do we see on fabrics, on furniture nowadays?
Well, the thing is that imported manufacturers found out real quick that they couldn't make fabric that was consistent in color and repeat. And if you've ever been a sewer, you know that if you're trying to match a plaid or a stripe, that repeat has to be consistent. And with a sofa, it's really important, and color consistency. And so they found out that as it would go down the line, the colors would vary, the print repeats would be off, and it would be impossible to put it on a frame correctly. Years ago, manufacturers would do it, and it was a work of art. They could get stripes to match over the front and over the back and over the arms. But if your product fabric is not that high quality, you're going to have issues, and then it won't look good. So they went to solids. And that's the reason that you see so many solids. Now, we thought it was a trend, but it was really the results of import manufacturing that could not make a quality product to put on a frame. So solid is what we have.
So the plaids and the stripes, those just that we don't really see a lot, they're just not popular?
Well, they're not popular in the respect that what you have to understand about fabric is the cost of fabric is a big portion of what a product costs. So say on a regular sofa, you would use 20 yards of fabric. If you had a plaid or a stripe, that may increase to 30 yards. And that becomes a great amount of cost in the overall piece. And so when you put solid on, you can use every inch of it pretty much, and it cut the cost down. So solids were more popular with all the imports, because remember, with an import, we're trying to cut costs. And with the nicer fabrics, that wasn't possible, and so they just went to solid. Now, I think people have gotten so used to it, you know, and they think, oh, you know, that floral my grandma had, oh, that was just awful. But I'm going to tell you, they did a lot of hiding power. Those sofas could last 20 and 30 years and still look good. Now, you didn't notice issues because the pattern kind of camouflaged it, but when we go to solid, you see every crumb, every dog hair, every piece of lint, every drip mark that the kids put on there. And so we don't have hiding power. So the maintenance on those are either harder, or we're living with a lot more of those problems.
Well, that really explains why we see so many solids now. Yeah. Are there any other issues?
Well, just the cost. The thing we're finding is that they were not built as well. The fiber, the thread was thinner, lighter weight. They figured out ways to make it look like, but not wear like. And when you just look at something, it looks beautiful. You don't have an understanding of that durability. When we had the fabrics, and these are American made, but they're actually woven. You can see the same print, maybe a little different toning on the back, but that color and that design goes all the way through. when you look at a lot of import fabrics today, it's just a white back, and everything that they're putting into it is just on the face, much thinner and easier to damage because it's just plain. There's nothing there to hide.
Okay, so Kathy, when we are looking at durable fabric, what do we need to look for?
The most important thing probably would be the content. So today, polyester is probably your most durable. It is very cleanable and it doesn't sun fade. And the other thing would be to see where that fabric is actually made, because you're going to get heavier duty fabrics. We're going to see that they're woven all the way through. The design is on the back as well as on the front. But the longevity of a fabric that's American made will be a lot better than the imports. We're finding the weight of the fiber, and I brought a thread because a lot of times it's very frustrating to me that my grandmother was a seamstress, and she'd always have to go get a scissors to clip thread. You couldn't just pull on it and it would break. Today, thread breaks so easily. So right down to the fiber thread is where they're making it lower cost, and so therefore this is not going to wear near as well as something that is much more heavy duty. And you can buy American thread and it is heavy duty, but that's not what majority of fabrics have in them. So that's the important part, is where it's made today, because you are going to get much more durability if you're having American product.
Oh, great advice, great tips. Thank you so much for inviting us here today, Kathy.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching this edition of Design Time.